We like to have small classes and that individual contact with the students that we're teaching on the hill. And what we find is that communication close up, one-to-one, or in small groups is very effective.
Why do you think that is? Do you think people benefit from that closer relationship with the instructor rather than being in a group of, say, I don't know, 12 for example?
Definitely, you have to develop a relationship with your student because each person skiing is different, very, very different. And when you don't have too many people to deal with, you can actually look at the individual aspects that need correcting or building upon or strengthening for your student.
And what are those common things you find? I don't want to call them errors, but what are the sort of things you find you're telling people the most that they need to improve upon? That's
exactly it. We don't call them errors. What we're looking at is how to strengthen what people can already do. We look at what ability they already have and how we can make it stronger. So rather than looking at what people are doing wrong, we look at what they can be doing better.
And what do you find you're telling people to improve upon most of all, though? What are the common things they need to work on?
Quite a lot. It's separation. We've been discussing with the instructors recently is that we find that the way that people react to the carves that they're making, the turns that they're making, such as being able to keep the body down the hill for the shorter turns and being able to sort of separate laterally to create some really good angles that make the skis work.
And now whereabouts is Bass based? Which resorts in France?
We're in quite a few now. Here in Espace-Killy we've got Tignes and Val d'Isère, and then over in Maribel and Courchevel there's now Megève and Chamonix. We've also got Châtel, Morzine and Léger.
Yeah. And do you find you're teaching primarily British people, or do you occasionally get French people? It's mainly British, I imagine.
It's mainly British people we get, or English-speaking people, and it's that communication thing. I mean, our product is the fact that we communicate in the English language.
Now, a lot of instructors aren't allowed to teach in France because they haven't got the relevant qualification. Presumably, everyone with BAS does have the relevant qualifications to teach here.
Yes, everybody with BAS is a qualified ISTD. It's International Ski Instructors Teaching Diploma. And we all have to have that level before we can come out on the hill in France. So that gives us our French equivalents, which includes the speed test.
And how do you find relationships with the French? Obviously there were problems a few years ago now. Are things generally fine?
Yeah, generally fine, yes. We work alongside the French guys and they understand that all of our instructors are qualified at the highest level and they see the benefits that we bring to them as well. So working together is very much the norm for these days.
Now I know you're going to tell me everyone should have a lesson, obviously, because you're a ski instructor, so you want people to have lessons, but what are the benefits people can get from having a lesson? I'm thinking about someone who's, you know, a pretty good skier, they've skied a number of years, they can get down most runs, sort of reds pretty easily in the old challenging black. Well, why should they bother coming to have a lesson?
Well, it's identifying what you want to achieve, and if, let's say, you're the best skier within your group and you've found there are no challenges on the hill, one thing, you can come to us and we can find challenges for you. We can open up new horizons. So it's not just the fact that we can make you better at skiing, it's the fact we can open up new doors for you.
And what about yourself? Do you have lessons? Which areas do you want to improve on your skiing?
Always. Skiing come back every year after year. All those little old faults that I had a long time ago, they creep in and you have to work hard to really maintain your level at skiing. So we work very hard. All the instructors get coaching every year to keep ourselves up to date.
When you say coaching, so what do you get trained by your peers basically, do you?
We do. We tend to train each other. So we're looking at what other people are doing in the industry and trying to emulate that. We're helping each other out, so we train each other. And it's sometimes good to have another eye looking at you. And each year we also get a kind of revalidation where we get some other people from other schools to have a look at us and help us with maintaining our levels, really.
Now, but BAS isn't cheap. Is it worth the money, do you think?
Definitely, 100%. Obviously, I'm going to say that. But our prices are based around what the instructors cost. And the reason our prices are set where they are is that's what these instructors command as a wage, because they're at the highest level. They're at the highest level in the sport, the very highest level they can be, and that doesn't come cheap.
Now, you've been teaching for a number of years. Do you get bored with it ever? Just saying the same thing over and over again, or do you get something out of it every day?
Just look at the scenery behind me. Just look at the mountain this morning, just look at the snow. I've had a smile on my face all morning, all day, and that smile will be there all season.